lady in the trap, yeah, the ladies get in the trap with their fellas and they hold them down, and she one of them, you know what I mean? She one of the girls gonna hold you down. You smell me? You feel that, don't you? Feel that, don't you?
Right, we're here. We've actually exchanged locations. Dave East is in the trap in London.
Yeah.
That was where we met. In the trap?
In the trap. You was in the hood.
Can we talk about this? This was like February 2014, and I believe it was Queensbridge, right?
Yeah.
What was that experience like for you?
That was our studio. It's crazy because that studio I had at that time I was selling weed. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no rap, nothing wasn't going on. And the dude that I was getting my weed from, I used to tell him, I was like, yo, bro, I want to rap. I don't want to do this. I don't want to keep doing this shit. I like to smoke bud, but I didn't want to have to sell it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I told him, I said, yo, I knew these Greek kids that had the studio in the back blocks, like past Queensbridge, like right past the projects. They got mad like industrial shit over there. And one of these Greek kids had a room, and he was like, yo, this is all I'm gonna charge you a month. You could make it a studio. I'm like, all right, cool. So I told my man, so he paid for that until I could get on my feet and start paying for that studio. But that's where you met me at, right there.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And that was like the time when you was popping on the K-Slay mixtape.
I was on Slay, yeah.
That was hard. And then so Nas picked you up sort of towards the end of 2014, right?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. You met me right before my cousin got killed.
Yeah, because I don't remember you talking about that at all.
That all happened that same year. So Freaky died June 23rd. I signed my deal like August. Like July, end of July or August, something like that. I signed Mase. So that was all that same year.
Crazy. You really tell your story in Survival. This is exactly what it is. It's you giving your backstory for people that are not aware of your mixtape era and are not aware of your story, period. Mm-hmm. You know, you put out a whole Survival series as well, which I think is key because I heard you say a conversation with Nas, like a lot of the stuff that Nas was rapping about, you didn't even pick up until you were older.
Until you was older.
Because there was context to it.
Right.
So I feel like this Survival series gave a bit of context for the people that don't know, you know, some of the characters in your family and the people around you. Like Chet, let's talk about Chet, man. Right. You bring him everywhere. Like he is a part of you,
that's
man.
The big bro. He's the one person that watched it all happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was in his crib. Like where it was my aunt's crib. Yeah. Rest in peace, his mother, my Aunt Barbara. But after she passed, it was me and Chet. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all I knew. So, and even during her passing, I was right there with him for that. So, you know, me and him got a different bond. That's my first cousin. And I think it's dope for him to see, you know, I'm his little cousin, like, you know what I mean? For him to watch me go from playing ball, that didn't work. I did the street shit for a minute, that, you know what I'm saying? In and out of trouble, and then to be able to do this, be able to be on a world tour, be able to be in London like this performing, you know what I mean? I think it's just a testament to how hard I done went over all these years, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And he's on like the prelude to Need a Sign.
I Need a Sign, that's him talking, yeah.
That's really such a big track, isn't it? That you can literally sum up the album with just that one track, I think, right? And you even say something like, had to travel the world to realize nowhere like Harlem.
I had to travel the world to see that though, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to leave Harlem to understand like ain't nowhere like that.
Can you pinpoint what exactly that would be? That is so close to your heart?
It's just the speed, the lingo, the food, just the whole shit. Harlem is just like, there's nowhere in the world like that. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the hustler's capital. Like, you know what I mean? If you somebody that's trying to get to $1, you somebody that, you know what I mean, that's gonna get up, get to it, that's Harlem. You know what I mean? That's what Harlem to me is, the home of the hustler. Like it's the mecca of getting to $1 from nothing. You know what I'm saying? And faking it till you make it shine on them. While you doing it, look good. You know what I mean? That's Harlem.
For real.
Look good while you're doing it.
And that's been translated across hip hop, you know, across the decades in hip hop, right? Harlem is a staple for that.
Since Mase was in the shiny suits smiling, like, look good while you're doing it.
Yeah, exactly, man. And I feel that energy in New York, like even just breathing the air, like especially when it's cold, it just feels like you're invincible.
It's different.
That's just a different feel. I mean, I was there in June, and that's where, you know, you played me the album, which I'm thankful for, and that was a different experience, man.
Sneak peek.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was more than this. I feel like we looped the album all night. It was your birthday as well, so that was a really special occasion. Talk to me why, you know, such a long time from June to now November that you released the album.
You know, it's like what I didn't realize as far as an album goes. Once you say the word album, people start falling out the sky. Like they made the beat now, and then the people that made the beat, the person on the drums, he got a manager. You got to talk to his manager. His manager got a lawyer. You got to like. So it was a whole lot of business stuff that I don't have nothing to do with, that I didn't want to have nothing to do with, and I kind of let the label just handle that. And in the meantime, it was just I was fortunate enough to have the Wu-Tang thing drop. You know what I mean? I couldn't have planned that at a better time, because as soon as that played out, the album came out. So it worked out in my favor, but the album been done. You know what I mean? Like you just said, I played it for you in June.
Yeah.
So and I'm one of the people that be seeing them comments. I might not read all my comments, but I see them. People was coming at me crazy. Like, yo, drop the album. Da, da, da. I'm like, yo, this shit is done, but it's out of my control. Once I go to the label and I turn it in, it's out of my hand. You know what I mean? There's nothing else. There's no button I can push on it to make it come out no quicker. You know what I mean? It's up to them. And if you really want them to make it a priority, or if you want them to get behind it, you got to let them do it how they want to do it. You got to turn it in and then say, okay, let them choose the dates, all of that, because then that way they can set up how they going to do it systematically. And you know what I mean? Like they can do it that way. They can have the marketing, the budgets, all of that behind. There's a lot that come into this shit that nobody that's just rapping even think about. Like, I was just rapping, you know what I mean? But now I have to understand it's a business, you know what I mean? And over years, the rap turns into that, you know what I mean? So now I'm more focused on the business than the rap. I know I can rap, you know what I mean? So
I'm glad you said that you're focused on the business, because
if you don't, you get fucked. Excuse my language. They'll fuck you over. If you go in these offices and they pulling them contracts out, and you have no knowledge of nothing, all you can do is rap or make beats, they're gonna get you.
Yeah.
They know you don't know nothing. You know what I mean? So me, I like to lawyer up. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, let's go up in there. I wanna know exactly what that shit says. I wanna know exactly how long this contract is for. What are my requirements? What are you supposed to do? What am I supposed to like? I need to know that shit, because if not, they'll surprise you.
Yeah, exactly.
You be living your life, doing your thing, and then they'll hit you like, yeah, that was in the contract. You didn't see that? By the way. Like,
stipulations. But obviously having Nas in your corner as well, I remember you...
It helps a lot.
Yeah, and you spoke a lot in the studio about how business savvy Nas is in general. Like, he's an entrepreneur now. Like, when people introduce Nas, he's not just, you know, the God MC, he's also an entrepreneur. Like, what kind of stuff have you learned from him? What kind of game, and what do you feel like Dave East, the entrepreneur, could be like in a few years' time?
He just showed me that you could go get it, man, like in a whole nother way. You know what I mean? Like we looked at it like, all right, we're gonna rap. That was my initial thing. I'm gonna rap my way out these projects. I don't know who's gonna shine me or how it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. Then it happens. Now I done had a deal for 5 years. I've been a signed artist. People know me. I can't walk through New York nowhere without people spying me. So then it goes from that mentality to, all right, what's next? I'm getting older. I'm 31. I got a daughter. I don't want to be a full-fledged performer at 40. I don't want to do that. Like that's just me personally. If I'm doing tours, shit like that, where it's like, all right, I'm doing a Kyrie Chanel, the 10-year anniversary of that, shit like that, cool. But as far as still being really excited to drop new music at 40 years old, I don't see it. You know what I mean? And by that time, my daughter's gonna be going into her teenage years, and I want to be around for that. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm sacrificing time with her because I got to get to it to make sure she's cool. But once she hit a certain age, I don't want to be calling her, baby, I'm over here, I'm here. I'd rather her be with me, or I have the time to do what I want to do with her. You know what I mean? Be a little more, but like how Nas is behind the scenes with me, I want to, by that time, be done found me an artist, you know what I mean? Like that could take what I done did and take that even further, like, you know what I'm saying? But,
is that happening right? Is that bubbling right now? You have some like
I got a couple artists that's making some noise right now. King Shooter, he from Queensbridge. I grew up with him. My boy D Jones, he from Philly. This kid named Crutch Calhoun from New Jersey, but he hard. I think he's signed a cinematic right now, but he's hard. They all on tour with me. Shooters out here with me.
Yeah.
But they always on tour with me in the States, and Shooter signed to Street Dreams. That's Jungle's label. Jungle got a label.
Kept it East Coast.
Yeah, they doing
all the way.
They doing their thing, man.
So I mean, going back to Nas, he's got the restaurants, he's got other sort of investments. What could Dave do? Where do you feel like your passion can take you?
My passion
in terms of business.
I got a few different passions. You know what I mean? Like, I love kids. You know what I mean? And I love being able to do stuff for kids that might have not been provided for us when I was younger. You know what I mean? Like, there's not really no real dope youth centers, stuff like that in Harlem. You know what I mean? I think about that all the time. Like, just in New York City in general. You got your YMCA, shit like that, but it's not like nothing that's like intriguing to a kid.
And endorsed by someone like you.
By somebody like me, where it's like, oh no, I want to go there because that's East Learning Center or whatever it may be, you know what I mean? But I know with me growing up, if we wasn't playing basketball, like you was doing something illegal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was what it was. Or you was like dancing. Like I had friends that used to dance and shit. But the options was slim, you know what I mean? Now, I want to be able to create something where I could tell a kid at 12, you can be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? And do this like this, but you can rap. You can be a rapper. Like I feel like rap is like nobody tell you to go. You can't go to school for that. You know what I'm saying? And half the shit you learn in school, you don't want to learn that shit. I didn't want to learn it because I don't use it. I don't have to use it today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff they taught me in school, I don't even use it today. You know what I mean? I know my math, basic shit like that, reading and writing, but all that other chemistry, I didn't. And I was like about to not graduate high school because of these dumbass classes. And I don't even use the shit in real life, like, you know what I'm saying? So I wish I could create something, not even gonna say I wish, I will eventually create something in New York City. That's where I want to start it, that's where I'm from, you know what I mean? If it can expand from there, that would be wonderful. But like a dope learning center, man, where kids could go and learn how to produce, you know what I mean? Learn how to work Pro Tools, learn how to set up a studio, learn how to be an engineer, learn stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be an assistant, I want to be able to have like, not even classrooms, but like a spot where kids could go and be like, you know what, this is what I want to do. I don't want to go to school. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be with everybody. I want to be a rapper. I want to be a producer. I want to engineer the hottest rapper. All right, I want to have a spot where you could go and learn that as a kid, as a child, you know what I'm saying? Because there's so much money in music. This is its own world. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like with me, I caught it late. By the time I fell in love with rap, you know what I'm saying? It was because I hadn't failed in other stuff. Like, because when I was a kid, they told me go to school. Only way you're gonna be successful is if you go to school, go to college, graduate. I used to believe that. Like, oh, this is the only way I could. That shit don't. I dropped out, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't everything. School ain't for everybody. You know what I mean? But I feel like it should be certain schools based on what you want to do. And if you're into fashion, it should be a class. It should be a school for that. You should just go do that. You know what I mean?
I mean, there would be, but a lot of them are not accessible, and they're just, for a different status of people, if that makes sense. Like, you have to afford these kind of institutions.
Right.
So, it'd be great if you can make something
I'm just speaking
affordable.
But see, that's what it would be. It wouldn't be. I would be taking the biggest loss as far as the money, you know what I'm saying, for getting it, but I wouldn't, I don't know. Yeah. I would want it for the kids that, the have-nots, the kids that don't got, the kids that moms is on welfare, or, you know what I mean, like the kids that's going, that need that government assistance, whatever. That's what it'll be for. It won't be for no super rich kids. For sure. You know what I'm saying?
I want to throw some names in the mix of producers that you've bagged for this, because I thought it was amazing that you had Swiss Beats on the intro.
Oh, Swiss, yeah.
Just from the jump. Tell me just a few words about Swiss.
Swiss is a god, man. That's zone. That's my brother. I love Swiss. Swiss is so dope. We did that record, and I did a record for the TV show Godfather of Harlem. Yeah. You know what I mean? We did that the same night. And then I got the record I got for him on my album. I sent it to Primo, DJ Primo. That's Primo scratching
doing the scratching, yeah.
So that was dope.
Timbaland? Listen, who threw Timbaland in the mix? Cause
me. I've been wanted to work with Timbo. Like, and me and Timbo was speaking maybe a year prior to us locking in. You know what I'm saying? But he kept telling me every time he would see me, he was like, yo, I like your style. Come to Miami. I got the studio. Come to Miami. So when I went down there, we recorded like 7, 8 records, and 17 was the one.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, that's for the album.
And Araabmuzik, man.
Yeah, Arab is.
Gave you that sauce.
We actually doing our own tape right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just me and Arab.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
For sure.
Arab brought that sound that I all my favorite records on there, Arab. The Nipsey record, I Need a Sign, Mama Me.
Daddy, did he make that one?
No, he didn't do that one.
Okay.
He did Marathon Continues, Need a Sign, Mama I Made It. Did he do On My Way to School? No, Buddha did On My Way to School.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm interested. What's going on featuring Fabulous, going into Baby? Mm-hmm. I felt like, because Baby samples Marvin Gaye, and then I thought, what's going on? Is that like a kind of, because Marvin Gaye's got a song called What's Going On too. Was that conscious?
Yeah, that was the name of his album, kind of.
Because that's a sample as well,
right?
What's Going On.
But it was like, how did I put that together? You know what it was? I had I named that song Bet You Don't Know.
Right.
Because it's in the hook, Bet You Don't Know.
Yeah, that's the name of the interpolation, yeah.
And I named it that, but they was like, they cleared the sample, but I couldn't name it that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I was like, what's going on?
Yeah. And
then it was right before the Marvin record. I'm like, well, that's fire. I'm a big Marvin Gaye fan.
For sure, man. And finally, I mean, you know, you've gone into other ventures like acting. You know, you're getting other checks. The modeling check is coming in now. What are you ready for? Like, what can we see Dave's face on? What campaign?
I can't speak on it yet. It's coming.
They're ready.
They just let me say I was a model. Like, they ain't want me. I couldn't even say that for a while. Like, that had been happening. It was like, nah, I don't announce it yet.
Okay.
And then I seen it on they set. I'm like, y'all announced it, I ain't talking. All right, I'm putting this shit out. I'm a model, man. I need to know that too.
Well, you're the perfect height. You're even runway height.
Yeah. You know what is fun? Like with me, you gotta remember, like, I never saw none of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew I could rap, I knew whatever, but I ain't seen none of this shit. So come on with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the acting opportunity, my bad. Okay. The acting opportunity, all of that. I never told myself, yo, you gonna be an actor. Go do this. I never took not one acting class. I never had an acting coach, none of that. That was all like freestyling. Like, you know what I'm saying? I did a whole season freestyling. Like, knowing my script, but freestyling. Watching other actors and how they move. Like,
what was the hardest part of that?
The set times.
Right, early mornings, like makeup?
4 in the morning. Then I had to do 2 hours of makeup. Take all my tattoos, my neck, all that. They had to cut
I saw that.
my beard.
Crazy.
I had to get that line shaped up every day. I went there with the method and shit.
That's wild.
Then they had to cover my hands up, makeup. It took like 3 girls every morning. Like, I'd be in the shit asleep. And they'd be around me with the little makeup gun, spraying that shit on me. That was every day from like 4 to 6 a.m. Then I would go to my trailer, chill, film till like 11 at night, film all day, leave Staten Island, go home, take a shower in Jersey at the crib, then go to Quad and get back to the album, and then do that till like 3, 4 a.m. and then do it all over again. I did that for 6 months straight.
No recording during that time?
No, I was recording.
You was recording?
Yeah, I did that's how I did the album.
That's hard.
During them little 3, 4 hours in the studio, I did some writing. I did the whole album, and that was like every night I would do that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Now I understand why, you know, you want to make sure that you spend time with your daughter Kyrie, because those are long hours that you're working there.
Every time I would get home, she'd sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And by the time she waking up, I'm gone already. So that was tough.
And you even mentioned something in the studio. I remember how, you know, you keep your parents kind of close to you, even in sessions and stuff. But sometimes, like, you hear your dad with like these aches and pains sometimes, and you're like, damn, they're actually aging. Like, the aging process is nothing we can fight at this point.
Yeah, you got to. You know what it is? I just try to keep them happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna meet me in Amsterdam. But
amazing.
Yeah, that's all my dad want to do is travel, and all my mom want to do is gamble. She love the casino. You know what I mean? So if I could hold them 2 vices down for them until they, you know what I mean? If my dad want to travel, I could put him on a flight wherever he want to go. My mother want to go gamble here, I give her 5, 10,000, go do your thing, man. I go make you some money. And I feel like I made it. You know what I'm saying? Like, beyond the accolades or what the world says. Like when I get with my mother and my father, when I see how proud they are, how they smile and how happy they be for me, like I'll be like, yeah, I did it.
That's
I did good.
Back to the music, gigs.
Gigs. That's my boy. We got
What's cooking?
We got some shit on the way.
You do? It's ready?
It's ready. We just want to do the video before we drop the record. You know what I mean? Our schedule's kind of hectic right now. I wanted to film the video while I was here now. I think he on a tour, he just getting off a tour.
Well, we're ready for that. I know the UK is ready for that.
The song is done though, so that's right. We probably dropped the top of the year, 2020.
Oh, you better give me that.
You got the exclusive.
Early. That's what's up, man. Davies, thank you for coming to the trap.
Always.
Love.
Love, baby.